Hey assholes, and this will be the last time I fucking record this. I am not doing this again. I don't know what it is with this one. It's not working out. After like 5 minutes of listening to what I did already, I'm like, nah, this is garbage. So we're going to do it this way. This is Arachna, Indiegogo campaign that I backed. It came with perks. There we go. You see there's a metal bookmark. Not a metal bookmark. It's just a bookmark. And three, 1991 Marvel card that have to do with this book. Two of Arachna, one drawn and the other one is the cosplayer. And one of Kumo, who some people are like, well, it looks like Psylocke. I'm like, yeah, sure. All right, so we get a brief introduction inside the book. Oh, yeah. Was this good? Yes, this was fucking good. Should you buy it? Yes. What are you doing? Go and buy it right now. Stop listening to this video. If you read it already and whatever, then hey, keep listening. Maybe you agree, maybe you don't. This was a fantastic story. It did more in this book than anything that happened at all in the last 3 years, I'd say, in comics. Now, I didn't read every comic out there, but Gun Honey is the only other story I can think of that was fucking amazing. So a brief synopsis, and I'm not trying to give out the whole story, it would suck. But Arachna, or Jenny, is a split personality. The split personality is Arachna. She can converse with the split personality, holding on to the fabric of this outfit. From what I gather, Jenny is a seamstress or someone that comes up with clothes, like a clothing designer. There we go. Fucking stupid. She's a clothing designer and is still studying at school. The first page, and I can't show it because there's partial nudity. She wakes up and someone's calling her, and she's covering her tits, which is normal, right? If you're naked, the first thing you need to hide is your giblies and dumbly parts and whatever. And she looks under her bed, and sure enough, his suit is coming at her, very similar to Spider-Man and the black suit. And then we cut to her, and I'll show you the page because this was part of the campaign. This is a part of the pages that we saw. So she fights this boar dude. This dude in a mask who, when he takes off the mask, reveals that he's some kind of boar guy. And she fucks his shit up and tries to save the girl. He grabs her by the ponytail, swings her around right through the fucking window, forgetting that she has spider-like powers. She climbs back up. He's like, what? And look at this face. I want to show you, because I did it last video and I thought it was really nice, but look on her face. Look at how well this is done. Try to find something like this in today's monthly thingy-dingies. You won't. So she comes in looking really fucking menacing and fucks this guy's shit, makes her jokes, gets away, and she's being videotaped by this weirdo person. Here you see Jenny at school, and she needs to know what happened to her. So she grabs a piece of Arachna's clothing and pretends she's on the phone so she can speak to her. This is the doctor, and they're making a little situation here so that they can kidnap or, pretty much capture Arachna. And I'll stop there for the explanation. I want, however, to show... Yeah, that was a good scene. Good. this. Look at the fucking beating she's giving. Right? You can see that she's being punched in the face repeatedly and very fast. Very similar to a Dragon Ball-esque or jackhammer punch from Gohan to Frieza or what have you. And then look at the result afterwards. Like, her face is fucking maganated. It should be worse off, but, you know, whatever. And it is probably one of the most amazing stories that's... Not amazing story. Sorry. There's nothing new about it. I wouldn't say it's cliche, but compared to everything else that came out this year outside of Gun Honey and maybe a few issues of Jennifer Blood and the Grifter story and Batman Urban Legends, this is a great fucking story. Holy hell. It wraps up at the end with more, leaves you with more questions than answers. You want to know what happens. You were entertained. You were enthralled. You had moments where you went, oh shit, what the fuck was that? Everything that you need from a comic book, it happened in this one. And why? Because they had time. They had the time to really put down and think about, okay, what should we show? What is it the people need to see? How are we going to showcase this? What are our pages going to look like? You can tell with all the detail and how everything looks. The story was well done. There's some weird shit in there, and there's some funny shit in there. There's some stuff that happens. This will be the only thing I talk about. This one thing. And it surprised me so much. After she gets beat up, she escapes, and she's hitchhiking to get home. A trucker picks her up, and you're like, here we go. Here we go. It's going to be the trucker is some kind of weird slob. She's already beat up. He wants to take advantage of her. And he's going to be some kind of rapey motherfucker that she beats up and has some kind of one-liner. No, he's a fan. He's starstruck. He shares french fries with her. He asks for a photo op after. He gives her a little pep talk. You know, it was a really good moment. And I'm appreciating it more than I should, but it really is my favorite part of the book. I mean, outside of all the other crazy shit that happened, but that scene was, I loved it. I wasn't expecting it. No one was. People love her in the city. It's not like J. Jonah Jameson, get that Spider-Man, you know? I mean, there are the 3 newscasters, which is a nod to Todd McFarlane. Her webs, the way they look, are also a nod to Todd. He's the one who changed Spider-Man's webbing to look kind of like knotted ropes. And Spider-Man's webs have looked exactly like that ever since. And it's so well done. This is people that care. These are people that are taking the fight sequences seriously. Today you get a thing, I think it happened in Absolute Carnage. Venom and Spider-Man are doing the same straight punch look that they've been doing since the 80s with and all of a sudden the Avengers show up as they're fighting all these Carnage-ites. And then the next panel, they're in their base because they just beat the shit out of everybody. Like, can you imagine if Goku landed on Namek, goes over, stop the Ginyu Force, next page... Goku's in the recovery chamber. Krillin, Gohan, and Vegeta are talking about Dragon Balls and Frieza. That would have been so fucking boring. Like, this is the time to showcase your skills as an artist, to do the fight scene. You know, get inspired. Watch a kung fu movie. Watch wrestling. Watch UFC. Watch a boxing match. Watch fighting movies like, Rocky or something. Take your imagery from that. What is it that the director is trying to focus on in terms of the fighting? What do you see? You see those kung fu movies where the teacher has to become the master, and then it's block, 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 the leg work, and then finally he lands a hit, and the student is impressed with himself that he couldn't believe it. He landed it finally, and now the master is weaker because he got hit, and then it keeps going, and he's on a roll. Like there's these great movies and wrestling, the same thing. What happens? Where do they focus on? The comeback, the facial expressions, the everything. Everything about a fight scene is poetic, and you need to do it. And in most comic books, say you don't. So when you get an indie comic and it's got to have action, which it should, you're going to be pleasantly impressed. I mean, I was with this one. I can only imagine what it's going to be like with the rest of them, and I can't wait. Not just Arachna. Maybe I'll get something from Fragaboom. Maybe I'll actually get Cyberfrog, even though I fucking think it's so stupid. I love Comicsgate and everything that Ethan's done, and your boy Zach, but like, it doesn't interest me. Stupid fucking Cyberfrog. Not because I have PTSD from Battletoads, just because like it doesn't interest me. And in fact, the only thing that's ever PTSD'd me for frogs and NES, it's fucking Blaster Master. If you ever played that game, holy shit, is it hard? And it's not too hard where you can't figure out what you got to do next. It's just, it continues to suck. You got I hate it. I'm grateful for save states on emulation, but damn, what a hard ass game. That's my PTSD for frogs. But I don't even think it's a frog. I think it's a toad. I'm not sure. But this was good. This was a great book. The story was fantastic. The art was great. Nothing bad about it. Nothing cringy. Nothing was like, oh, why is this like that? I could show this to anybody who loves comic books, and I could, like when you show someone a movie, you know their flaws, and you're like, oh, I don't want to show it because you know this one scene that's going to make you go, this part of the movie sucks, but the rest of the movie is really good. This I could show to anybody, and I would feel 100% confident that they would take away that this was an opportunity that they missed. More than anything else. Oh my God, this is what's going on in Indiegogo? Shit. I would trade almost half of my pull list just to get this one. And sure enough, I would too. I would get rid of anything. Like what did I have to look forward to last month? There, She-Hulk #1. Ooh, the Scorch was fantastic. Spawn's taken a while to get somewhere. King Spawn, it was getting somewhere, but put on the brakes. Gunslinger, that's slow as shit too. This was amazing, especially when you compare it to all that shit. This would have stood out in the 90s. This would have been like one of them gotta get in the 90s too. And what's great is they get to come up with their own bad guys. Okay, she looked Kumo is the name of the bad guy. I see the card over there. She has a backstory. And it's freaking tragic. And you feel for her a bit. Well, you feel for her in the sense that, she's insane. And then you start to think, oh, crap, Arachna's kind of fucked. You have a real sense of urgency when you read these. You know how, like, when you read the other comic books, you're like, everyone's going to live, whatever. And yeah, I know it's Arachna. She should live, especially since there's a second one coming out. Campaign starts tomorrow. You feel like, oh crap, not that she might die, but she got her face pummeled. She looked like shit. Like anything could happen. She could go get wrecked again. Who knows? But it's well done. The story's well done. The fight scenes are well drawn. I can't say more than that about this book. I mean, I wish there was something else to add. They get to make up. They get to make up their own new set of bad guys. Even though Kumo kind of looks a little bit like Melina and, I guess maybe it's supposed to be more Elektra and Psylocke put together. I mean, if you're gonna take two of anybody from the world, like from comic book, two broads from any story, Psylocke and Elektra, fuck yeah. People are thinking maybe Harley Quinn. I'm like, nah, no one wants Harley Quinn. Those movies ruined it for everybody. No. Elektra and Psylocke, yes please. I'll take two of those. But no, hey, do yourself a favor, get these books. I know it's really hard to like, oh, do I get this campaign at Indiegogo? Yes, fucking yes. And there's slight nudity for those of you who are like, well, has it got like boobies? Yep, it's got boobies. I'm hoping there's going to be a little bit more stuff in the next one, but it's not a porn. This is an action comic superhero with nudity, which is what we want. We don't want it to be tasteless and stupid, but we want, you know, it to reflect real life as much as possible outside the realms of reality, if that makes sense. Anyways, with that little confusing tidbit, I think I'll end right there. So, peace off, bitches.